Hi, Eric Redbeard here, letting you know that Pro Wrestling Valier, Classic Championship Wrestling, and Seven Mountains Wrestling are uniting. Coming to the York Revolution Stadium, May 20th, 2023. See you there.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the one true villain, Marty Scurll. And on May 20th, I make my return to York, Pennsylvania. Yes, as 3 of the longest running promotions in Central PA come together united at the newly renamed Wellspring Park in the historic York, PA. The villain returns. So get your tickets now because you're in for a show of a lifetime. The greatest show on earth to witness the villain live and in living color. Long live the villain.
Welcome, everybody, to 3 Beards of Wrestling. I am your host, Shane. Next to me, or diagonal from me, I guess, or
That way.
is the Mind of Man, Corey Krause.
What's up? What's going on, everybody? What's up, Shane?
Nothing, no. All Monday already.
I'm telling you, man. Monday down. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, it's Monday. There's really nothing, you know.
Yeah, got to golf this morning. That's always fun. So
Had to work this morning because we all can't golf.
Yeah. Before we get started, I mean, once we bring our guest on, you guys can ask questions to all of us or just our guest. Or, I mean, to be honest, we'll probably all answer.
Yeah.
If, you know.
And interact, like, share,
comment,
subscribe, all that fun stuff.
So we'll take care of some business quick. Guys, if you guys did not get your guys' free tryout of the month of March, sorry.
It sucks.
That's all
we do have tryouts. They're not free this month, but we do have tryouts.
Yeah,
you know, you can contact myself, Shane, the Fort Noxious Facebook page, Rob Noxious himself. His email's always on. You know, come out, try out, live your dream, man. Yeah. Wrestlers, managers, referees, anything involving the business.
Yeah, it's definitely a great time, especially if you ever dreamed about wrestling. You should probably do it. It's fun. This weekend, April 8th, Mr. Stack Fitness Center, Lewistown, PA. Doors open at 4. Bell time 5. If you guys need info, hit us up. Next on my schedule will be April 22nd. Ultimate Wrestling Empire at Dauphin County Votech. If you guys need tickets for that, hit me up. That's where I take on Shane Malice, Chris Slade, and Bro Keller. And following that, May 20th at Wellspring Park. You know, I did not know it got renamed. I should probably read the flyer.
That's all right.
If you guys need tickets for that, YorkRevolutionStadium.com, or you can visit the box office. I don't know if that's online or you call.
You can go online and purchase them through the York Revolution website themselves. It's under tickets and special events.
So if you guys can't figure that out, or if you guys aren't like tech savvy, you can hit one of us up, Rob, me, Corey, and we can get or help you guys out with that. I mean, there's that. I mean, it's our background, so you can see it the whole show.
Yep.
Corey, would you like to bring our guest on?
Ladies and gentlemen, I, along with Shane, the Three Beards of Wrestling, proudly bring to you the leader of the Praise Me practice, your intellectual savior, Ace Dallas. What's going on, Ace?
What's up? That was a beautiful introduction. Thank you so much.
Thanks. I'm multifaceted. That's what that is.
Again, guys, if you guys have questions, comments, or even if you have questions about Mania or our thoughts on it, or anything about us or anything about Nate, Ace, I mean, ask away. If you guys can share and that'll be great. How are you, Ace?
I'm doing well. How are you this evening?
Live.
Yeah, came into that. That's a good thing.
Yeah, definitely. It's always a good thing.
Yes.
I say we just hop right into this. Let's
do it.
Let's do it.
Let's get Nate to answer some questions.
Let's do it, man.
So, I mean, I kind of know how you got your start because we kind of got into together.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell everyone how you got your start in pro wrestling?
Yeah, that's perfect. So it was in 2015. Wrestling was something that always captivated me as a child. I loved the story, the larger than life presentation of it all. It was just wonderful, and it resulted in me spending a lot of time with my family growing up, sitting down in front of the TV to watch wrestling and stuff like that. So it always held a really special place in my heart, and I never really saw myself as the most athletic individual, but one thing that I think I do bring to the table is I'm fairly charismatic, and I like to also be larger than life, if you will. So in 2015, I met a man by the name of the Wolfman in York, Pennsylvania, and his main trainer at the time was Ken Andrews, and he still is there at the Wolfman in York. And there was a class of 15 of us at the time. We were all let's go be professional wrestlers. And I would say about maybe 7 or 8 of us kind of stayed the course and stuck through it. And I ended up making my debut for the Susquehanna Wrestling Organization in July of 2015. And then I would say a couple of months after that, I didn't get booked on their show in August. I met Rob, and I had known Adrian Bliss for quite some time, but I had just met Rob then, and we started training at the training center there in Lancaster. And my first ever outside booking from SWO, which is kind of where I grew my roots, was actually at Lebanon on Black Friday in a battle royal for CCW. So that was really cool. And kind of transitioning from the work that Ken kind of put into us for the foundations and stuff, I really always reflect on my work with Rob and Bliss in Lancaster there. And we came up to the one, I want to say you guys had a training center maybe in Harrisburg that I went to before. I'm not quite sure where it was located.
I think you came up to the one in Lewistown.
Lewistown? Okay, because I also know that I did the Delirious seminar at that one. Was that also in Lewistown? Yeah.
Yep.
So I went up to Lewistown a couple of times, and the training there was where I really started to kind of connect the pieces when you think about psychology and you think about why things matter and how to really articulate what it is the story you're trying to provide for the people in very subtle ways. And it's just awesome. I attribute a lot of my success to, and a lot of my passion and love for this to the time I spent with you guys at Fort Noxious. And I will forever be appreciative of that. And I don't know, I met a lot of wonderful people, I think, when I first broke in. And I think that especially in the business of wrestling, that's so important.
Now, I forget because I think, did you start before me or after me? I started in January of 2015.
Yeah, so my first when I first started to train, it was like March of 2015.
Okay.
So I was a couple months after. Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say because I knew, it was you, Harrison, and
Piranha was a part of it, and I know
yeah.
Tim Rush came to the seminar with me, before, like the Delirious one and stuff. Like it was, and then Merrick Miami, formerly known as Leo Sweet at the time. Yeah. It was like all of us as one, and yeah.
I was gonna say because we all kind of like broke in together. I didn't know I couldn't remember if you started around the same time or if it was like a couple months after.
Right.
Corey, up to you, bro.
You talked about the foundation and putting the pieces together, psychology, things of that nature.
Yeah.
Where does Ace Dallas draw inspiration from? Where did he come from?
Yeah. So one thing that I always liked to say when I first started and really didn't have any idea of who I was or where I was going with anything in terms of a character was I just like to say, praise me. I thought it was just the coolest thing to tell people that they need to look up to me. And then a woman by the name of Sarah, who came through SWO with us, came up with this idea of a reverend and kind of building it to be, the Book of Ace and from the Temple of Boom and all those different integral parts of who I am now. She brought that to the table, and I was working with her at the time as my manager. And from her planting those seeds, it really just took a life of its own, in all honesty. And we built into a faction where we were the Praise Me practice then, and we added different wrestlers to it and stuff like that. So it came from this random heat-seeking thing that I used to do with Praise Me, and really blossomed into a character that I just love to portray when I'm in the ring. I truly feel comfortable with who I am, even though it's absolutely not who I am at all. So it's just really cool.
I dig it.
Yeah, I would have to say, we've shared the ring a couple different times, and I think from our first match that we ever did to probably the last one, I think it got harder to stay in gimmick.
Yeah,
because it's hilarious because you do it so well.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
You and Bliss are like the hardest ones to stay in gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
Which is great because you can just make people break gimmick.
Yeah. No, I remember our first match together. It was at the Host, and I'm pretty sure it was a triple threat with Jamie Senegal in the triple threat.
Yeah.
And you hit me with a swanton, and I wasn't quite sure if I would ever breathe the same after you hit me with that swanton. But
at least you're supposed to throw a table. I mean, that's all you know.
Hey, I was lighter back then too.
All of his 315-pound frame put me through a table. It's fine.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, it's fine. It's whatever.
So, what's your best moment you have ever had in the ring?
Oh boy. So I think I would have to say that my favorite moments, and I'm using a plural there because it's happened on multiple occasions, is whenever I get to share the ring with Sunny Kiss. Sunny and I've known Sunny for 11 years at this point, long before she ever was signed to AEW. And my first ever match where I felt like, dang, I got that. We tore the house down. Was a year after my debut in 2016 in July. We had a show called Summer Series where we pulled in 5 of Indy's best at the time. It was Sunny Kiss, Greg Excellent was a part of the card, and a couple of others. And they wrestled 5 SWO wrestlers in a best of 5 kind of thing throughout the night. And my match was with Sunny. And that match I just felt so comfortable in the ring with Sunny. And we ended up taking that match and turning it into a program where we had 2 other matches then later down the line. And now we've taken it where Sonny came back to SWO after a pretty lengthy absence due to being signed with AEW and stuff like that. And now we team up. And so anytime I think I'm in the ring with Sonny is what I would probably classify as my favorite moments in wrestling. And if I had to give one more kind of away from Sonny, because that was almost a cop-out answer and it wasn't a singular moment, it would probably be performing at the Lancaster Barnstormer Stadium last August at the United event there. Because I don't know, just for Bliss and Rob to give me that opportunity to open the show against Santino and Ricardo in a ballpark that I had been going to for 15 years as a baseball fan and a child and things like that was truly a blessing in so many ways.
Nice.
I dig it.
Yeah,
I dig it. He didn't say anything about sharing the ring with you at all, Shane. It's,
I know.
It's whatever, man.
I remember one time I forget. I think it was the skating ring in York.
Yeah.
When you hit the shit out of me with that fucking Bible.
It's the Book of Ace, sir.
Sorry.
It's the Book of Ace. I'm glad I'm the brains of this situation.
Yeah.
I blame it's CTE. We don't know who that is, but it's fine.
Yeah.
That's who this show's sponsored by. We covered some favorite moments, Ace.
Mm-hmm.
How about we'll do it this way? I know the number one, but growing up and even to this day, top 5 wrestlers of all time. Top 5 favorites of all time.
Yeah, I mean, okay, if we're going top 5 favorites, it's very different than who I think it would be the top 5 of all time. I think personally, The Undertaker is number 1 in both of those lists for me. But if I was to go just on my favorites list, as a child and growing up, I obviously then loved Kane. So it would be Undertaker, then Kane. But then it would probably have to be Rikishi, and then Goldust. And then I would probably have to say my 5th favorite as a wrestling fan, I'm going to exclude being a child for this last answer, would probably be Roman Reigns in what he's doing currently, because I really do think that it's transcendent. And I think that it's going to be talked about for so many years. And just to kind of piggyback, last night when I was watching his match with Cody to end WrestleMania, I felt like a child again because I was truly uncertain as to what was going to happen. You know, you get in those situations with the WrestleMania main event where you know what's going to happen and you're like, yeah, okay, this is going to be cool. They're going to be great. I genuinely didn't know last night, and I really wanted Roman to win because I just think what we're watching is truly historic. And so those would probably be my 5. I know it's really a random list, but I think that the entrance that Goldust was also my first ever wrestling action figure too. And so the entrance when it comes to Goldust, and I thought the stink face was the most entertaining thing as a child. I thought it was fantastic. And then obviously Undertaker and Kane. Yeah.
I'm with it. Yeah. Those are like Goldust, Dustin, Rikishi. Those are names you really don't hear many people talk about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for what they actually did to the to and for the business.
Right, absolutely.
Go ahead, Shane. What do you got?
I was gonna say something, but then I totally forgot what I was gonna say.
3 Beards of Wrestling, brought to you by CTE.
I was about to say, that's
that's what this is.
Oh my god,
that's what this is.
I just want to throw out there that I didn't get to see the whole Hall of Fame, but I did see Great Muda's part, and
that's all we need to watch. Really, that's it.
That and Ray's, because he talked about Eddie, of course.
Of course.
Let's talk about that real quick, because you know me and Rob were talking that I think it didn't make sense for Ray to come out with the lowrider.
Kind of a memorial thing.
Well, but you got to think, if Dom is saying that Eddie, he wishes Eddie was his father, or he's doing like all this Eddie stuff, why wouldn't Ray come out with? I mean, why wouldn't Dominic come out with the lowrider?
Because Dominic was in jail, duh.
Well, I know that, but I mean,
Right, you don't get lowriders on commissary. Like, I mean, you could. I don't know.
I
don't know.
I was just throwing that out there. But
it's fine.
I mean, the Great Muta induction was pretty good. So.
Yes, I'll take it for what it was. That's honestly the only reason I watched the Hall of Fame. Him and Andy Kaufman. That was it.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to see Rays and Great Muta.
Yeah,
but I was at a show, so I didn't get to see the full Hall of Fame. So I'll have to watch it. Anyways, back to Nate. So if you had to give any advice to a newer person in the business or somebody that wanted to wrestle or ref or any of the things, what would that advice be?
Well, I think over the past going on 8 years now, that advice has changed. I think that early on, my advice would have been to stay hungry and take as many opportunities as possible, but also value yourself at the end of the day. I think now my advice would be that no matter what position you're in wrestling, whether you're at a local indie or you have been given an opportunity to do something large, keep at the center of all of that the main focus to be to give back to whatever community it is that you're serving. I think that it's so important, and sometimes I feel that it's lost in the world of wrestling, that without the fans or without the communities that allow these shows to take place in their buildings and things like that, that there really is no professional wrestling. So however you can give back to that community, whether it be taking 5 minutes to go out during intermission and allow fans to say hello to you, or sticking around at the end of the night to sign that kid's poster, or to simply do some type of community service project that also gives back in some way to that community that you're, again, that is allowing you to run your shows in. I think that is the biggest piece, because like I said, without those communities understanding the world that we live in, we don't have this. So any way that you can give back, make sure that you step up and do it.
I'm with it.
What did you think of Brock and Omos?
That's a good question. I mean, I'll go on record and say that I thought it was exactly what it needed to be, and it was phenomenal. I like it all, right? I'm not just a person that likes a certain style of wrestling. If it's going to be entertaining, it's going to be entertaining. And I think that a lot of people snarled at Brock and Omos when it was first announced. I remained hopelessly optimistic, and it proved to be worth my time, because I genuinely thought it was 4.5 minutes of entertainment.
It's exactly what it needed to be to get them both over.
Sucked.
I know you did.
I didn't watch it.
I know you did. It's fine.
Don't worry, guys. I'll go back and watch Mania probably this week. So.
No, you won't. That's fine. You'll forget. You'll forget when we end this.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Right. See, I know these things. We all have. You said about the world we live in with wrestling. We all have lives outside of wrestling. And for those people that follow you on Facebook, they know that you're a teacher and things of that nature. Shane asked your proudest moment in wrestling. Yeah. What's your proudest moment as a teacher?
Oh my.
Right. There you go. I asked the tough ones.
Yeah, that's I think it actually also kind of ties into the world of wrestling. Every year, aside from the years that COVID prohibited us from doing it, I put on a Reynolds Rumble. Reynolds is the name of the middle school that I teach at in Lancaster, and we do a wrestling fundraiser for various needs at the school. Recently, we've kind of taken it over as it reimburses and provides a steady flow of income for our student council at the school. So, like, for example, last year's Reynolds Rumble had 500 people in the gym, and watching my two worlds like that with my students in the crowd and then obviously the wrestlers in the back and my family there, it's awesome. It really is. It's such a great night. And I think aside from the show itself, last year we were able to do a guest speaker assembly where Sunny Kiss actually came in and did an assembly for students who wanted to attend. We had, I think it was about 120 students in the auditorium for the assembly. And Sunny talked about the LGBTQ plus community, the importance of pronouns and self-identity. And to do that in a public school, in a public school district is, some might see it as risky, but I see it as necessary. And I think it was just awesome to watch my students engage with Sunny in that way and ask really important questions that maybe you just wouldn't hear in the classroom. And for them to be comfortable enough to engage in that dialogue with Sunny was really powerful. So I genuinely love what I do. I don't know if there's a specific moment that stands out to me above all the rest, or just simply being there and being an advocate for my students. But those definitely stand out to me when I'm asked questions like, what is my favorite moment in teaching since I've started? So
I dig it.
Yeah, definitely. Before we take a little break, Ricky, I don't want to hear anything from you. You're one of the three beards, and you're not even on here.
Right.
So, and you don't wrestle anymore. Just saying. So we'll take a quick break, and then we'll hop right back to this real quick. All right.
Perfect.
Sounds good.
Hi, Eric Redbeard here, letting you know that Pro Wrestling Valier, Classic Championship Wrestling, and Seven Mountains Wrestling are uniting. Coming to the York Revolution Stadium, May 20th, 2023. See you there.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the one true villain, Marty Scurll. And on May 20th, I make my return to York, Pennsylvania. Yes, as 3 of the longest running promotions in Central PA come together united at the newly renamed Wellspring Park in the historic York, PA. The villain returns. So get your tickets now because you're in for a show of a lifetime. The greatest show on earth to witness the villain live and in living color. Long live the villain.
All right, guys, you saw both of them videos. May 20th, Eric Redbeard and Marty Scurll. Am I saying that right?
Scurll.
Mm-hmm. Nate, I need to come back to school so you can teach me how to.
He can't read. He has it's it's great.
Remember, guys, if you guys haven't got your free tryout at Fort Knoxville, you guys missed out. We still do tryouts. We do tryouts Sunday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, sometimes Mondays. So if you guys want to become a wrestler, manager, referee, announcer, hit us up, get your tryout, and live your dream. You know, that's the best part about it. Next up this weekend, Spring Breakers, April 8th at Mr. Stack's Fitness Center in Lewistown, PA, where I take on Ian Bush.
You have to. Sorry.
Yeah. If you guys need tickets or info on this, hit me up, or Corey or Rob. Doors open at 5 and bell time. I mean, yeah, doors open
at 4.
All time 5. Sorry. Next up on my schedule, April 22nd at Dauphin County Votech, going back to my high school, where I take on Shane Malice, Chris Slade, and Bro Keller in a fatal 4-way. And again, guys, May 20th. If you guys need tickets for this, the York Revolution box office, I don't know if they changed that since the name change of the stadium, but you can go on their website and get the tickets, or call the box office, or hit us up if you guys aren't really tech savvy. Let's get right back to the Ace.
You get to see all three of us May 20th
Oh yeah.
at Wellspan Park in York, Pennsylvania.
So Jason Holt wants me to put you through a table again, Corey.
Jason Holt's built like a table. Next. Next.
All right, let's hop right back into this. So we kind of ask everyone this. I mean, we know that, whatever happens on the road kind of stays on the road. That's like the rule of wrestling. You don't have to name any names if you don't want to, but what is your favorite road trip story?
I think my favorite road trip in wrestling. It's a phenomenal question, actually. Okay. We were going to a show in West Virginia, so there's red flag number one.
That's how every not to cut you. That's how every story. We're going to a show, and every story starts like that.
Yeah.
Yes, by God.
It was myself and two others in the car, and it's a 5-hour trip, and then 5 hours back. We didn't get home till like 4 a.m, 5 a.m. So I don't necessarily think I would classify this as my favorite road trip because it was quite miserable, but it is definitely the one that sticks out to me. And I mean, the guy that was in the back, oh my Lord, was just in his own world, like eating his snacks on his podcast and enjoying his life and living the best life as I navigated and my friend drove the whole way there. And then we get there, and then the match that we were told that we would get, obviously, naturally, it changed to something that was so much worse than it was originally promised. And then the guy they added to the match went over. And I mean, guys, he was wearing like a almost like a Pikachu mask kind of deal with like a purple, like athletic shirt and like these blue pants. It was abysmal. It was so embarrassing. I was like, I can't believe Marty Jannetty was actually on that show. And that is probably, I don't know if I'd say it's red flag number 2, but I respect Marty Jannetty, obviously, but the whole experience was exactly that. It was an experience. So my one and only, because I did not go back to West Virginia, my one and only trip to West Virginia would be my favorite and least favorite road trip.
So
Marty,
now that we bring up West Virginia, so I did a road trip to West Virginia.
Oh my Lord.
yep.
I think it was Blackwood, West Virginia, if I remember. So we're like, so it's me, my brother, my wife, I think my sister, and someone else was with, I think. Yeah. So we're just going down the turnpike, we get to this building and we're like, where the hell are we? It was like a 6.5-hour drive. So we get there and, it's a nice ass, like, it's a nice building, so, like I do at every show I go to or every new promotion, I get in the ring and feel out the ring, make sure that, there's no holes, whatever. So I take a bump and there's no give to this fucking ring. I'm like, what the fuck is this? So they're like, oh, we use it for somebody did a music video, so there's poles in the middle of the ring. So you can't, we're going to take them out for the show. I was like, oh, thank God, because if not, I wasn't going to fucking wrestle.
Yeah.
So, we wait for the doors to open, and I'm wrestling my brother, and out of like nowhere, like I just look out to see how the crowd is. Yeah, there wasn't many. So there was maybe like 20 people.
Yeah.
But who cares? We all wrestled in front of less crowd. So I've never experienced this before in my life. Well, during wrestling at least. So, my brother goes out to ring and I'm like, all right, cool, like, whatever, I'm going out. So I think I came out to so I'm like a big Prince fan.
Mhm.
So I think I came out to Purple Rain or something like that. So I'm just like walking down this ramp because it was like up on a stage. So I was walking down this ramp, and out of nowhere, you just see fucking fire shoot up from the fucking side of me. I was like, what the fuck? But like after that, we were like, yeah, we're not coming back to this bitch.
Ever.
Yeah. I think that was the last time I've ever been in West Virginia.
Y'all ever see that sign, the meme? It's the on the church sign. It says Bob Wire.
Yeah.
I work for that company. That was yep. That was a fun. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm using my wife's Starbucks cup, but
Sorry, I'm using a bottle. Mine's wild berry. It's fine. Nate's the classy one with a water bottle.
Yeah, just a water bottle.
Brother. With that being said, I'll hit you with one of my final questions.
Okay.
Ace Dallas today, 2023. If Ace Dallas could go back in time to day one of Nathaniel Andy's training, what advice would he give him?
I think I would go back and tell myself not to compare myself to other people. I think that one of my early faults, not that I wasn't, I don't know, I kind of came to peace very quickly with the fact that I was never going to make a living through wrestling, right? But I always found myself kind of comparing myself to people around me and how they did this, and this, and whatnot. And once I stopped doing that, which I would probably say would have been maybe right as COVID hit, maybe directly post-COVID, and just kind of living my own journey with my own mission in wrestling, which I kind of stated earlier, would just be to give back to whatever community I'm wrestling in front of. I think it would have made me happy. Like I would have felt happier with my earlier stuff. So I absolutely think I would look myself in my eyes and just say, pave your own path, stay true to yourself, and don't compare yourself to other people because you're not them. And promoters and bookers and things like that, they ask you to be on shows because you do provide something that other people might not provide, regardless if you're not the most athletic or any of those things. So yeah, I think that's a great question. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Anytime. Shane, what do you got?
If you had to change anything about your career, what would it be?
So my career in wrestling or my personal career?
Oh, just in wrestling.
Wrestling. Okay. I think if I had to change, I organically became a face in 2019 at SWO. I never really thought the gimmick screamed being a face. It very much is a heelish gimmick, but when I became a face organically, like I said earlier, it was such a heartwarming experience because as a human being outside of wrestling, I consider myself to be fairly genuine and kind, caring, and all those things. And I just want to be cordial with everyone. And so to allow myself to kind of shine through in that way when I'm in the ring and stuff like that and make those personal connections with the fans was really cool. So I think I would maybe change being so hesitant on becoming a face early on. Like I always just I was like, no, I have to be a heel. I have to be a heel. But no, I don't think I'm upset that I wasted 4 years being so hesitant about it. Cause I really do think that when I turned face, it was awesome.
I dig it.
Yeah, it's so funny that you say that because this past weekend I was heel.
Yeah.
And I'm so used to being face because just everything I do. So while I was being heel, it was towards the end of the match, and I was going up for the swanton, and I was getting ready to start getting the crowd behind it and shit because I'm so used to being a face.
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely feels good to be a face, but at the same time, it also feels good to be a heel because
right.
you get the different feeling from the crowd. I feel like,
Absolutely.
Live vicariously.
Corey, you got anything?
Nah, man, I think I hit him with that. How many rider trucks are going to be at the next SWO show?
One.
Can I get some ripped jeans
Can you get
in the
some
back
ribs?
in the back of the rider truck? Please. Can I do that, please? Thank you. You're the best. That's how you get yourself booked.
Oh, cool. Well, I'll be there, and I will be in gear, and I'll be in the ring.
make the booker laugh. And you'll be all right.
That's funny.
That's how it goes, man. Yeah, I think I asked them all. If you got anything else, I think we're good.
I think we're good.
Let's turn the floor over to Mr. Dallas for the last 10, 15?
Yeah, I mean, even if we got like 20 minutes, but I mean, if we end early, I don't think that either.
No.
So no. Just kind of like just promote where you're going to be the next couple of weeks or shows.
Yeah, so April's pretty busy here in the next couple of weeks. On April 15th, the SWO will be returning back to Seven Valleys, PA at their fire hall. And we have a stacked card there. It's SWO Road to the Rumble, because 6 days after that, we have the 3rd annual Reynolds Rumble, which I alluded to earlier, which will be held at the school that I teach at here in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I'm really excited for that event in particular because, as I said earlier, I hold it so close to my heart. Because as you said, I've recently taken over becoming the booker and storyline writer and stuff like that at SWO. So I've marketed this as the action-packed April, and I'm excited to see what we're able to produce as a team for the people that come out and support us every month, and then to turn it over to producing a show in front of my students and my home community is just going to be an awesome feeling. It'll be very chaotic in the moment, I know, but I'll have to find a moment to stop and enjoy it because it really is a magical night every single year. And then flipping it over to May 13th, SWO returns back to Red Lion. And ultimately on May 20th, I will be at Wellspan Park in York, Pennsylvania for Valor, CCW, and Seven Mountains Wrestling United event. So I'm very excited for that as well. I think that that's going to be an unbelievable experience. There's a different energy in the air when you wrestle in an environment like that. And especially with the team that Valor, CCW, and Seven Mountains Wrestling has, it's truly remarkable. So I'm very excited for that event and to serve the community of York, Pennsylvania.
That's like Corey's backyard.
It is. That's the hometown. The prodigal son will return May 20th.
Maybe Corey will go through a table at it.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe not. We'll see. Yeah.
We did get some great news the other week when we were doing our podcast because we were talking about how long the walk was.
Yeah.
Yes.
When we did the Barnstormers.
Yeah.
The walk is going to be closer this time.
Oh, yeah? How are they managing that? Do they have an area in the dugout or?
Oh, I have no idea. I just know it's going to be closer.
Well, so somebody's going to be riding on Jason Holt's back like Master Blaster from Mad Max.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. He's going to carry people to the ring. You got it? You dibs? All right. Ace Dallas is going to ride on the back of Jason Holt. That's what he's going to do. His trusty steed all the way down the ring. Yeah. I'm gonna bring the rider truck. Somebody play some CCR. We'll call it a day. We'll just that's how it works. We'll just grab Shane at the concession stand. It'll be fine. It'll be all right.
Yeah, maybe you'll get viewers in your head again.
Hey, he stabbed me. Don't look. They don't do that. They don't do that at SWO, man. They don't do that. They don't do that.
Just so you guys know, our guest for next week, which I think is the 10th.
Yes.
Our guest next week will be Adrian Bliss.
Oh.
Just got
That is unbelievable. And I need to just say that I think Adrian Bliss is so unbelievable in every way. And what he
Bro, you're already on the
to-
20th. You're already booked on the 20th. There's no need
and I
to
understand that, but like what I just recently worked a program with him at SWO, and I've wrestled him. I've wrestled him so many times at this point, and every time I'm in the ring with him, it is like it is just like peanut butter and jelly. We just mix, and I just absolutely love his brain, what he brings to the table, the ideas that he has. He's so good at storytelling, and I don't know. He's just phenomenal. So I can't wait. I will tune into that for sure, and I can't wait to hear what he has to say.
So is that why he's booked and I'm not?
Accurate. No, Bliss is an integral part of, I think, the three of us.
I do have to say that this past weekend Bliss did wrestle Eugene, and it was a pretty good match. I mean, it was a very simple match, but it was a very good match. So
that is awesome.
Yeah.
Keep it simple, man. Keep it simple.
It's funny because right before he went out, I was like, "Don't shit the bed."
He didn't.
No, of course he didn't.
No. I watched him, Piranha, working Sonny and Ace in Seven Valleys for us. Then it was a good tag match, man. I dug it. Psychology was there. Everything flowed as it should.
Thank you.
Everything, even the promos at the end, man, everything fit perfectly in that match. And the four of them worked together phenomenally.
Yeah,
I'll put it that way.
I love telling that story.
I'm not even booked at SWO, and I'm still doing this. Look, you be nice, Shane. Be nice to people. That's how you get places.
I've always been nice to you.
So kind. You really have been. You are a wonderful individual.
Wow. You're booked the 20th. There's no need to just. There's no need.
Well, I would definitely like to tear it up with you again, Ace. Because every time working you is always a great time. Got anything else, Corey?
I think I'm good. If you're good, Ace, do you have anything?
No, I just thank you guys for having me on. I always enjoy these types of things. And who screams louder, Jason? You'll be screaming pretty loud as you carry me to the ring.
Yeah. Onward, trusty steed. Onward. Yes.
But
do
it. You go ahead. You guys, thank you for having me on. This was a great experience. I enjoyed the conversation, and I look forward to seeing where the Three Beards of Wrestling podcast goes from here.
I mean, I'm going to go from here to Amazon to find one of those baby backpacks for you. Get one of those, and you just onward. I'm with it. Let's do it right now. Let's do it. But yeah, for real. Thank you, Ace.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, man, it's been fun. I appreciate it. We ended a little early. The booker's fine. We can all go home early, and Shane can maybe watch Mania. Is what this is going to be.
Oh yeah, thanks for reminding me because I totally forgot about.
You're going to forget the minute we hang up. It's fine.
Oh man,
watch. But yeah, for real. Thank you guys.
Man, it was definitely fun. Yeah, can't wait to see you again, man. It's been a while.
Yeah,
we'll do it again.
It's been like a couple weeks, to be honest.
I know.
The York show when you stabbed me in the head. Thanks.
Yeah, when was that? Like 3 weeks ago? 4 weeks ago?
I don't know. I was stabbed in the head. I don't remember.
All right, guys.
All right, guys. Thank you all. Until next time.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right.
Later.